Welcome back to Dynamics. Okay, so I wanted to do a video, a relatively quick political video on deportations. I had originally recorded some other videos, but they're a little out of date and not exactly what I wanted to say. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete those and come out with this one, which is more of a compilation of it. So basically, here's where we are. Donald Trump had campaigned on deporting all of the illegal immigrants that were here in this country, starting with the most extreme criminals. And that is technically what he's done. Immediately starting out with a large amount of deportations, thousands and thousands have already been deported. And a lot of people are upset about this, but people who support Trump are really happy because that's what they voted for, right? But let's kind of put some of this into context, right? So, first, 97% at the time that stat had come out, and I think that's probably a few days old, so it might have changed by now, but 97% of these deportations were already people who had deportation orders and the Biden administration just didn't enforce them. So Trump just took these deportation orders that were already existing, allowed ICE to go ahead and carry them out, and 97% of all the people who've been deported so far were already deemed to be criminals and needed to be deported. Okay, so it's not, just the random person just working a job and or someone's family member or someone who came here to have a child. We'll talk about that more in a little bit here. It is people who have committed additional crimes. So, of course, we believe that coming across the border illegally is a crime. That is a crime. It's not even, I don't know why I say we believe it. Factually, it is a crime to come across the border. And so these people committed other crimes. That's why there's deportation orders against them. Either they didn't show up to hearings that they were supposed to show up to, or they literally went out and, joined a gang, robbed, murdered, raped, additional crimes, drug trafficking, drug sales, And so these are the people that are getting deported. So when people get upset about these deportations, those are the type of people they're getting upset about being deported. So don't be surprised when people laugh at you, make fun of you for you being upset, kind of like what happened with Selena Gomez. You're upset that these people who shouldn't be here and aren't contributing, they're a detriment to our society, are being deported. Now, down the line, we are going to see more people being deported that, people are going to have more of a question about, right? But for now, that's where we are. Race has nothing to do with it. If you come here illegally and you commit a crime, it doesn't matter if you came here from Canada. It doesn't matter if you came here through Canada. It doesn't matter if you came from Mexico, Central America, South America, through the Mexican border. It doesn't matter if you came from China. It doesn't matter if you came from Europe. It doesn't matter if you came from Australia or any of the other places that, people come here illegally from sometimes. If you come here illegally and you commit additional crimes, you will be deported, and you should be deported. And so when people make this a race issue, it's really unfortunate. But luckily, that is not as convincing of a topic as it used to be. So when you poll people and ask them, do they want these additionally criminal illegal aliens, so criminal or illegal aliens who have committed additional crimes, to be deported, the vast majority of people agree with that, of all races, not just white people. The vast majority of Mexican people, the vast majority of black people, all people support this idea of deporting people who are additionally criminal illegal aliens. So don't let people gaslight you into thinking that this is not a popular thing that he's doing right now. It'll become less popular as he gets to other types of illegal immigrants, but still popular because when you poll people and say, should people who've come here illegally just in general, not saying they committed additional crimes, just saying they came here illegally, the majority still want them to be deported. Not a minority, not a large portion of a minority, a majority. This includes, again, people of all races want this to happen. So it's not a racist thing to want deportations. Now, are there some people out there that do it because they are racist? Sure, of course. And this is something we can admit to because we can admit that people are racist. People of all colors are racist. People of all races are racist. Other people who are racist can't quite admit that, and they don't think that people of their race can be racist. But we can. We can admit that all people can be racist. It's a small percentage, though. It is not the majority of people that, causing them to support these deportations. Anyways, all right, so moving on from that, please try not to cry for these criminals. Save that for when they do start deporting people who came here just to work, because that is unfortunate, and we do need to fix the work program. So that people can come here and work legally. They don't have to come here the dangerous route of, using someone who's going to get them across the border or come across the border themselves illegally to work. We want them to be able to come here legally, work, and then go home if that is what they want to do. And then people who want to come here and become citizens, we need to be able to streamline that process a little bit too, so that people can come here and become citizens if that's what they want. But people can't come here illegally. We just can't accept that. We need to know who's here. We need to know why they're here. And we need to put an end to all sorts of trafficking, drug trafficking, human trafficking, sex trafficking, child trafficking. It all needs to go away. All right. The slightly more controversial, not slightly, it's a lot more controversial issue, the birthright citizenship thing. That's the last thing I'm going to touch on in this video. I don't want it to get too long. Birthright citizenship is something that is it's been deemed that it's been established in the 14th Amendment. And so that concept, birthright citizenship, is a... sorry, there was a knock at the door, threw off my train of thought. Anyways, it's been determined up to this point that if you are born here in the United States, regardless of how that happened, if you're born here, you're a citizen. However, that's not the original intent of the 14th Amendment, according to the author of the 14th Amendment. And so the definition that people who challenge this say is that there's an additional clause in there. It's not just if you're born in the United States of America, you are an American citizen. It's if you're born in the United States of America, subject to the laws of something to that effect, then you are an American citizen. So there's some wiggle room in there. And that was specifically added by the author because he did not think that everybody who came here should be a United States citizen if they're just by being born here. And so the reason why Trump is putting this into an executive order is so that it does get challenged. And it has, and he is lost in court, and it's going to move ahead. It's lost in court twice now, I think. And so it will move forward to the Supreme Court. And at that point, the Supreme Court will make a ruling on it, more than likely based on original intent of the 14th Amendment. And then that's where it becomes, because they are originalists on the Supreme Court. So if they find that the original intent, so this isn't a 100% guarantee even in that situation, if they find that the original intent did not include the children of illegal immigrants, then that will be reversed, and we will no longer have people becoming citizens if they are born, if someone came here to give birth to them, if they came here illegally. So that's where we are on that. We're waiting to see what the Supreme Court ends up saying. Now, here's the thing. How I see this playing out is up till that point, that was the definition. And so these people are U.S. citizens, right? So, a mother is pregnant. She comes over to the United States. And this is not just, again, it's not just Mexico. There's a large tourism industry Oh, I wonder if that was a package or that I was supposed to sign for. Anyways, this is a there's an industry, a tourist industry of people who want to come as a tourist to the United States when they're about to give birth, so that they can give birth and then the child becomes a citizen, from China or from India or from other countries, right? And so it's not just people coming from Mexico. But anyways, so here's the thing: when they were born here, since that was the definition, or that's the way it was interpreted, they became citizens. I have a feeling that it's not going to be retroactive. Either it's not going to be retroactive, or it's not going to be enforced retroactively. And that people who are already citizens, people who their mother or their parents came here illegally, gave birth to them, they will still be citizens. But moving forward, if a mother comes to the United States and gives birth to a child, that child would not automatically become a citizen just because she came here and gave birth here. I think that's how that will play out. I could be wrong, but that's my take on it. And then other than that, there was one more thing I wanted to touch on in this video about that. Shoot. So I've been seeing some confusion out there. Just because one of your parents was illegal doesn't mean that you aren't a citizen at that point. So say the mother is a United States citizen, and a gentleman comes from another country, comes here to work, comes here illegally, and ends up, they end up having a child together, but he's not a citizen. Well, she is a citizen, so the child is a citizen. I've heard some people say that the father and the child have to leave, and the mother is going to be separated from her child. That's not true. So if the mother and the father came here illegally, then yes. So if the father came here illegally, ended up having children while they were here, then moving forward, that those children would not be citizens, and so they would all have to leave. But if one of them is a citizen, the citizen gets to stay, the child gets to stay, but possibly the father or the mother who was illegal would have to leave. Again, there is the option of becoming a citizen by marrying. That's always been a thing. So they may not have to leave, right? If they are married, or if they become married, then they can become a citizen. Anyways, all of that is probably still in place, but I just wanted to kind of clear that up because I did see that out there. All right, everybody, let me know what you think about this issue. Where am I getting this wrong? Are you in agreement? Do you think that things should be done differently? Do you think it should be retroactive, and that everybody who was made a citizen through birthright citizenship should no longer be a citizen? Should it be taken away from them? That's a little extreme in my book, but do you think that? All right, everybody, take care. Have a good day.